Hello bros and welcome to SFX0 Bro 5 Production and the next part Sakura Succubus 2. Just before I start, people might have noticed a very short delay before I actually start that. And that's because I wait till I see that 1 second's passed to make sure it's actually recording. I also wanted to say that, let's see, that's how big it should be. I mean, it's different sizes all the time because I don't have made a border yet for the recording window, so it's just about anything that can happen. So let's return to the story now. Ayu. Hifumi blinks at Ayu cutely. One hand pressed against her cheek. She looks stunned as well as she might. Ayu's back is turned to me, but I can see her face is in profile. I can make out some of her expression. Her eyes are narrowed, her brow furrowed. I wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that she looks pissed. I was actually not one of the persons I would go with, considering she is actually quite cruel. If she actually lets up a little and actually be more honest and actually a little more kind, at least when she is around me, I would actually maybe not maybe actually have to keep her around. Supremely pissed, in fact. Here's a random aside for you. When I was back in the elementary school, we studied volcanoes. Our teacher even let us make our own volcanoes with papier-mâché and baking soda and vinegar. When the vinegar was added to the baking soda, the chemical concoction bubbled up and it erupted explosively over the sides of the DUI volcano. Why I'm bringing this up now, I might ask? Well, it reminds me of those volcanoes. Yeah, she must have blown a gasket. How can one small skinny woman contain so much hate and rage within her body? It shouldn't be possible. Scientists all over the world are baffled. Actually, it would be fun to see them two in a fight. I guess Hifumi is bigger, so I think she could actually win by sheer size, but Ayu is kind of a person that probably would not hold any restraint if she gets really mad. Hifumi would try to keep the act on. Hey, Ayu, I'm glad to see you too, but this is quite sudden. Why are you glaring at me like that? You make me feel as though I have done something wrong. You have done something wrong. You're a two-faced witch. Oh my. Hifumi purses her lips together. Are you not aware that I'm your elder? You should show me some respect as you do to Marina. And whoever said I respect her? Ha! I spits into the hot spring. I'm sure the unhygienic, but I don't bring it up. There's more important matters at hand. Such as the teensy tiny fact that Ayu looks like she's going to murder Hifumi. Well, that would actually be interesting. I mean, murder mystery after joking. Like it would stand in the news. Famous actors murdered at a joking getaway. And by being murdered by an idol would even make it more interesting. Well, I don't respect Marina, but I respect you even less. You might be older than me, but that doesn't mean you're smarter. And I certainly doesn't mean you're a better person. How could you do something so awful? How could you? Forgive me for my ignorance, but I'm not sure what it's exactly that you're accusing me of. Would you mind explaining to me simply, so that I might understand? You know precisely what you're doing. Don't play dumb with me. You're trying to seduce Hiroki after I told you not to. How dare you try to steal my producer out from under my nose? You might be a bit older than me, but that doesn't give you the right to take everything I hold dear, like It belongs to you. Damn it. Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I would actually watch this to see how it plays out. I'll watch Ayu and Ifumi a little disagreement, if you can call it that, play out from a safe distance. I haven't taken a single step into the hot spring yet. I'm still standing on the banks dry as a bone. The water looks incredibly inviting. But the bickering Succubus sisters, not that they're real sisters, are putting me off. Huh. That's right. I came all the way to the countryside so I could relax, but the scene is the exact opposite of relaxing. I don't really want to get embroiled in an argument. Well, I guess you two can call me if you need me. You know where my room is. Have fun and try not to get too carried away. I sincerely hope Ayu doesn't try to drown Hifumi. That would kill her, would it? Being a succubus, she's sturdier than most humans. Yeah, actually, can succubus breathe underwater? I mean, if you go into the vampire category, vampires don't need to breathe underwater. The vampire, well, I do suppose if vampires do get water into their lungs, that do probably die and then come back to life, but would keep on going for like forever. But I don't think they actually do need to breathe. Maybe not. But succubuses, well, I think they say they consume energy from men. So how many people did Hifumi sleep with before she come to the ryokan? I was probably don't have much power, considering she only gone after me. So depending on if we know a little about the ryokan of Hifumi, we might know if she actually had a lot of power stored up. Well, let's continue reading. But succubi still need to eat and drink, and I presume, though I have no hard proof, they also need to breed. Okay, we could have read this instead, apparently. Let's pray this story doesn't turn into a murder mystery. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do, okay? Don't play too rough. And if one of you does die, I prefer it happen in a way that doesn't incriminate me. In fact, if anybody asks, I wasn't even here. This is my problem. Bye. Though I am obstinately the cause of this chaos, if Hifumi and Ayu don't bother to look at me, they are too far wrapped up in one another. Grr, you stupid bimbo. That is a mean thing to say. But if it brings us closer, I care not what you call me. If this is your way of bonding, I shall accept it. I'm glad you're opening up to me, so me just a little bit more. So stop laughing, you creep. This isn't funny. I kill you. I seriously kill you. Ah, sister-in-law. I've never known it to be so intense. Your feelings for me have been heard, are you? I will accept them all, no matter how forbidden they may be. Society might look down upon your love, but I never shall. What are you blabbering about now? I don't even love you, you idiot. Why don't you drop dead? Yeah, what can you say? Yeah, given the circumstances, hightailing it out of here really is the best course of action. These women are way too much for me to handle. Well, the only two other women out there that is probably the two ones I'm most interested in, so, well, actually I would go and find Marina and ask her about what she has to say about Hifumi. After extricating myself from Hifumi and Ayu's highly intellectual debate, I returned to my room. As I was unable to take a dip in the hot springs, I instead have a warm shower, then change into my night clothes. I turn off the lights and curl up beneath my futon. Usually utterly exhausted. Then I fall asleep the moment my head hits the pillow. I awake the following morning to a truly delicious smell, as I did the morning before that, and the one before that. I guess Ifumi must have woken earlier again, despite the violent argument she had with Ayu. Ifumi might seem like a reserved woman, but I'm starting to see there's more to her than meets the eye. She has much more stamina than one might imagine. Actually, if I don't drink one of my special energy drinks, they actually are the cheapest one I can get my hands on, luckily. If I don't drink one of those a day, my energy is completely depleted. I'm I would like not be able to do anything that would actually require a lot of energy. She has much more stamina than one might imagine, and she's quite proficient at twisting the truth to suit her own ends. Though Ayu should have the upper hand in their dispute, Hifumi was able to fluster her. Truth be told, she flustered me quite a bit too. She called herself a pushover, but that couldn't be further from the truth. She's surprisingly brazen. But I don't dislike that. In fact, after seeing all these facets of Hifumi's character, I'm more intrigued by her than ever. That's why I decided upon waking to set off to the kitchen. I love to continue our talk from last night. And I'm pretty hungry too. I dress in my typical attire and leave my room. It's very early in the morning. It's only 7 or thereabout, and I can't hear anything as I walk through the hallway. I guess everybody's asleep. I feel like I should be sleeping too. My every movement is tinged with tiredness and keep passing to yawn. But I already left the warmth of my futon. It'd be silly to retreat now. I want to speak to Hifumi. What does she really want from me? Is she interested in me like Ayu and Cosmos seem to believe? Does she want to make me her slave? And why are the other Succubus so wary of her? It's simply jealousy, or is there something more? The mysterious swirl around me, even denser than the scent of Hifumi's miso soup. I pass down the hallway, I push open one of the sliding doors, then cross the garden. The separate complex that housed the kitchen and the dining room is only a few feet away. A warm breeze blows in, rumples my hair and stirs the leaves of the trees. Other than the sound of the wind, the garden is completely silent. I think it's quite peaceful. You don't hear the silence like this back in Tokyo. The city is full of hustle and bustle at all hours. There's always so much noise. It's still dark outside, but it's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's usually light by now. There's always so much noise. I enter the separate building, remove my shoes in the front door and slip into a pair of wooden sandals. Then I make my way to the kitchen. If it's the same picture, yeah, it's the same picture. Which means we're not ending it here. When I open the door, I find Hifumi. She's all alone, as she was the first time I met her in the kitchen. I guess the other employees of this ryokan are busy setting everything up in the dining room. Hifumi wearing an apron over her kimono. I guess that's to protect her expensive clothes from stray splashes of miso soup. Despite these precautions, however, her long sleeves have been left to hang loose. She hasn't bothered to secure them with a tasuki. She confided enough in her cooking ability that she doesn't need to secure her sleeves. You wouldn't have thought her long sleeves would get in the way, but apparently not. They do seem to hinder Hifumi in the slightest. She continues to stir her miso soup, which is bubbling away in a pot of gas plate. On a gas plate. That's not a very ryokan, I would say. Wouldn't they like have kind of old style oven where they put the wood in and fire goes up to cook it there? Because it's very modern. That leaves him in danger of dropping into the soup, but it never happens. If her emotions are extremely elegant and well practiced, she must have done this numerous times. With her long dark hair and her traditional clothes, Ifumi looks like a quintessential Japanese beauty. That's what I guess it says. I defy any man to look at her toading in the muggy kitchen and not to think, wow, she would make a great wife. Oh, Hiroki. Ifuma must have heard me entering the kitchen because she turns and offers me a sweet smile. To what do I owe the pleasure? I was just wondering how you are. I have been pretty mean to you yesterday. I was worried. Oh yes, you were to witness that, weren't you? Ifuma smiles rueful. I apologize that you had to see such a shameful display, Hiroki. Whatever must you have thought of me? I said I did a lot of embarrassing things. But I assure you, I did not mean any of them. It was all an act. I was merely trying to fluster Ayu so she would leave me be. I love my little sister, but not in that way. I far prefer the attention of men. Yeah, I figured as much. Don't worry about it. Ayu looked pretty perturbed about the whole thing. Her face was kind of funny. I almost wish I had taken a photograph. That might be amusing, yes, but I doubt she would like that. She is very particular about her looks. Being a celebrity, she places a good deal of importance on curating her personal image. Being famous sounds exhausting. Hold on a second. Yeah. Oh, it isn't so bad. The work is hard, yes, but it has its perks. Specifically, having supportive fans like you, of course. Ifuma offers a serene smile, which makes my stomach do a somersault. I thought Ifuma looked attractive last night, wearing nothing but a towel, but the kimono and apron combination is a apron combination is a classic. It can't be beaten. It is a shame my provocations were unable to deter Ayu. I cried out mostly brazenly, but refused to back down. Ifuma sighs. If only I was better at being firm with her, like Marina, then maybe she wouldn't treat me with such disrespect. I don't know about that one. I was plenty of disrespectful to Marina too. Yes, I suppose she is. She really is quite a handful. She's very fiery and passionate and stubborn too. Once she gets an idea into her head, it's almost impossible to dissuade her. I understand why she dislikes me so, but I have since amended my ways. I have tried to make amends, but she nurses her grudges regardless. She even managed to turn Cosmos against me. Those girls seem to consider me some sort of villain. It's most upsetting. Now this is an interesting kernel of information. It seems like Hifumi did do something to earn Ayu's ire. After all, I wonder what. I'd like to ask her, but before I have the choice... Oh goodness. Hifumi looks back at her miso soup. I was so caught up in our idle chatter I forgot my soup. It will burn if I don't take it off the heat. I apologize, Irko, but I need to focus on cooking. Can we postpone our conversation? Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for being so patient there. Why don't we talk after breakfast? I can come to your room if you like. Does that sound alright? That's fine. I'll see you later then. Yes, indeed. That would be lovely. And Hiroki. Hifumi Indigo eyes shine with a playful luster. I hope you're hungry. Breakfast today will be delicious. Please eat a lot and grow strong and healthy. There's nothing that would make me happier. I love looking after people. I ate breakfast in the dining room with Marina, Cosmos and Ayu. Like Hifumi promised, it's delicious. The white rice hot and steamy, the grilled mackerel full of flavor, the miso soup full and rich. After eating my fill, I returned to my room in the hopes of reuniting with Hifumi. I feel tired after consuming so much food and my stomach aches a little. I yawn. My fatigue is starting to creep up on me. I really like to lie down. Though I came here to relax, I don't think I've gotten all that much sleep. My head feels heavy and the allure of my futon is incredibly powerful. I'm just a mere human. I can't resist the call of my sheets a second longer. Sorry if me, I really got to take a nap. I creep beneath my sheets and rest my head on my pillow. Going to sleep right after breakfast might be a little slovenly, sure, but I think I've earned this privilege. I have to wake up early every morning to commute to work. I deserve a break. I turn about in my futon trying to get comfortable. I yawn again. This time I don't bother trying to stifle it. Hifumi isn't here. Maybe she isn't coming. That being the case, I don't have to worry about being presentable. I can just relax. My eyes fall shut. I feel myself sliding inexorably into slumber when Hiroki. I hear a musical voice from the other side of the folding door and the gentle rap of knuckles. Are you in here, Hiroki? Would you like to talk? Oh. I sit up hurriedly, disturbing my futon, so Hifumi didn't forget. She really come to see me. She thought her throat is a hurting one, but I still can't make a vestige of sleep to cling to me. I wanted at least another 5 minutes. Oh well, since Hifumi came to see me, I'd be rude to turn her away. Yeah, I'm in here. You can come in. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for disturbing you. The sliding door of the room opens and Hifumi steps inside. She closes the door behind her and looks at me. I'm still sitting up in my futon, my hair rumbled. I must look blurry and half asleep because Hifumi's expression softens into a look of motherly concern. Oh dear, did you not get enough rest the night before, Hiroki? I guess not, no. I want to sleep in, but I got used to waking up early. My job must condition me. Oh, you poor baby, you look exhausted. Why don't you rest your weary head upon my lap? Hifumi sinks to the floor, her kimono pulling around her. The patterned fabric of her kimono strains across the thighs of truly delectable manner. I love to rest my head on that lap of hers, but is that really alright? Of course it is. I wouldn't offer otherwise. Now please come over here. Let me look after you. I envelop you in my love just as a mother might. That's very kind of you, but I eye Hifumi skeptically. Won't your legs go numb kneeling on the ground like that? I don't want you getting pins and needles. How considerate. You really do think of everything. I appreciate your thoughtfulness there, but you needn't worry. I'm accustomed to kneeling for long periods of time, particularly on tatami mats. I have more stamina than you could imagine. She used to kneeling, huh? I wonder if that's some sort of hippism. Ifumi must see my music. I'm not the most subtle guy because she giggles. I kneel when I play Karuta, of course. I'm quite fond of the game. Did you not know? Alright, yeah. I'm sorry. I guess she actually kneeling a lot from other things because, as I've said, they usually draw energy from that sort of thing. Yamuta Hifumi is well known for her love of all things classical Japanese poetry included. I think I remember reading once that she is Class A Karuta player. I don't remember what it was called, but I know one kind of Japanese poetry. I actually wrote them, a couple of them. The original ones. I haven't rewritten anyone that I know. She's a woman of many talents. If that's really okay, then maybe I'll take you up on that offer. By all means, please do. If a gentle offer prompts me onwards. Okay, there we actually got a full picture shot of the guy. That's very unusual. But that is all I have for Sakura Succubus 2 this time. So hit like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.